everyone, welcome to another exciting video, and today we'll be looking at how we can create a Flexbox gallery, a responsive one basically. So here we have a selection of images that have been marked up within list items in the list with the class of gallery. Our goal is to create an intrinsically responsive gallery using Flexbox layout. We'll begin our gallery class by removing the default list styles with the list style none, and we'll be setting the padding as 0 and margin as 0. After this, we'll be setting the display to flex and flex wrap to wrap. So let's go ahead and do that. When we are saving this file, you can see that we do not see much change over here because our images are quite large and in varying dimensions. Let's begin to style the images. First, we will set the property object fit cover with a width of 100% and height of 100%. So here we'll be making use of object fit cover and width as 100%, height as 100%. Now when we do that, you'll notice how these images are now appearing. So this is basically allowing our images to fill the parent element, in this case the list item. Now let's go ahead and define our gallery list item using Flexbox shorthand to allow a flex grow of 1, a flex shrink of 1, and set up our preferred width of 20 rem. So here we'll be targeting the gallery class and then the list item. Within this, we'll make use of the flex shorthand that we just discussed. So we'll be setting flex grow of 1 and flex shrink of 1, and we'll be setting our preferred width of 20 rem over here. Now on save, you'll see that our images have reflowed and begin to align next to each other. Now let's go ahead and apply a few more explicit dimensions by setting a min height, that's 30 view height, and a max height of 50 view height. So here we'll be going ahead and setting the min height 30 and max height as 50 view height. Now if you see over here on top, we are having a bit of spacing due to the inherent browser styles on the body. Let's set that more explicitly with body and margin. So here we'll be setting the body and margin, and for that we'll be going ahead on top, and here we'll be targeting the body tag, and within this we'll be, let's say, setting the margin to 0.5 rem and then the background color. So you can now see the body color is now in the background set. We can update our gallery height to use calculation and subtract 0.5 rem from the 50 view height, which means that when the viewport is large enough to contain 2 rows of images, they will completely fill the viewport with no overflowing scrolling. So here, let's go back, and instead of max height of 50 view height, we'll be subtracting using the calc method the 0.5 rem that we have provided over here as margin. Now, to complete our gallery, we'll be adding a slight animation to the images. First, let's go ahead and set the opacity. So here in the image tag, we'll be setting the opacity to, let's say, 0.7, and then add a transition that uses 180 millisecond duration set explicitly on the opacity property with the ease in out function. On hover, we'll be defining that the opacity should come back up to 1, and on save, if I go here, you can see that effect is now working on these images. So to review, we created an intrinsically responsive photo gallery using Flexbox. This was enabled by setting flex grow and shrink to 1 and using the flex spaces to set our preferred width 20 rem. Now, once the viewport allows a multiplier of 20 rem, more images are allowed to align next to each other. or removed as the viewport shrinks. We also set object fit cover and width and height 100% so that the images would fill the list items without distortion or overflow. And finally, we have created a small animation on our images through the use of opacity and transition.